All right, it is November 21st. No, it's not. It's November 20th. It is Wednesday, November 20th, and this is for Taurus Ascendants, Taurus Rising. I'm going to give you an update. It is about Mars opposing Uranus, and this is in your 1st and your 7th house. So this is me and my relationships, me and my significant one-on relationships. You're going to want to know how this is going to feel in your life. It is for the next 7 days, roughly, the 21st to the 28th. We have an intense energy coming up, okay? The intense energy is between Mars and Uranus. Uranus is all about surprise. So Uranus is in your 1st house, Taurus Ascendants, and the Mars is in your 7th house. So we need to have a little discussion about this. We need to have an understanding of how this might come down on myself, how this might look, how people are going to come to me. But recognize it's not just about how they're coming to you, it's about how you're presenting to them. The 7th house is the way that the public sees you. All right? That's what the 7th house is. So if you work with the public, this is going to be important. All right? This could be a positive aspect. People could see you as being very strong, very go-getter type, because in essence, this is Mars representing itself in your 7th house, Mars in Scorpio. All right, so Mars, wherever Mars goes, Mars is ready to fight. Mars is ready to work. Mars is the soldier. Mars is the soldier. So if you're the Taurus Ascendant and you've got Mars in your 7th house, people are viewing you as a powerful being, as a hard worker, and they're saying, whoa, wow. At the same time, recognize that having Mars exactly opposing Uranus makes Mars a little, could be overbearing, okay? It's very driven. It's very, I'm not going to back down. I am passionate about this. So what you need to do is understand you may have people approaching you that way, and you may be like that with other people. Okay, and you may get unwanted surprises in your 1st house, or the surprises you get in your 1st house could be beneficial dependent on other locations of planets in your chart. But what you have to know is that when these two are in opposition, they light each other up. So the Mars gets lit up by surprising powerful Uranus. Okay, the Uranus down here becomes even more powerful and lit up by Mars's energy because they're working along the same line of energy. Okay, they're polar opposites, but they feed each other. They feed off of each other. Okay, so this is important to understand. And it's about myself and my significant others. Okay, now the 21st to the 28th, you don't want to be in this situation where you find yourself having to apologize for some really unnice things that you said. There are ways to communicate where you can be clear, kind, and concise, right? Get right to the point without hurting someone, because that's the whole point of what this is about. It's about a discomfort, an irritation, and agitation with people we're very close to, all right? People we're very close to. This could be business partners as well. So keep that in mind. There's going to be partnerships where they do something or they say something and it's a known thing. It's something they always do or say and it irritates the shit out of you. You know, you love these people, but there's certain times when things they do or say, they just press certain buttons in you. And that's what this is about. Buttons are being pressed. Okay, buttons are being pressed. And so depending on how aware you are, where you are in your level of consciousness, has so much to do with how you either choose to react or respond. I know a reaction isn't really a choice. We just blur it out and do it and say it. And we're mean and we're cutting because Mars has the ability. Remember, Mars is the surgeon. Mars carries a knife. And that's my whole point of this. I don't want people to be literally slashing out at people and hurting people. Now, I'm not saying physically, because we all know you can cut people with your words, all right? And so that's what we don't want to do. We don't want to cut people we love with our words, do we? Not really. No, we love them. We don't really want to hurt them, right? We just want to give them a nudge, right? Maybe with the other side of the knife, the dull side, give them a nudge and say, hey, like, that drives me freaking nuts. That drives me nuts. But understand their buttons are being pushed at this time too. We all have this. Every sign is going through this. I'm doing videos for all the signs, which, by the way, if you're new here, I am G. This is all astrology. We do free subscriber readings. So if you have not put your birth info yet down below, if you haven't received a free high quality reading from us, it's a high quality reading, it's free, and it's given to each subscriber one time. Just comment your birth info below and we will hook you up. Now, if you're new and you already have had the free reading, or you've already put your new information in, your birth information, and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm still waiting on my free reading, but I'm curious where the hell this is happening in my life. I don't even know what my ascendant sign is. I need to know what my rising sign is. Comment that below, and I can very quickly pull up your chart and at least tell you what your ascendant sign is so that you can at least watch the correct readings, the correct videos for you, and at least have guidance until you get your free reading. All right. So for Taurus ascendants, Taurus rising, this is all about you and people who are important to you, people who are in your tight inner circle. It is romantic partners. It is marriage partners. It is friendships that are very close. It is business partnerships, people who you deal with on a day-to-day basis. Now, I would definitely say business, most definitely, because it's your 7th house, Taurus. So if you work with the public in any way, shape, or form, I'm sorry, because this is going to be a time, you know, some days when you work with the public, things go really nice and there's people who are really kind and awesome. But then, man, there's times when you work with people, and I know because I worked with the public for over 20 years, there were days where it was like, oh, shit. God damn, is there anything I can do right for people? It was like no matter what you did, it was never going to be good enough. Just understand this might be that kind of a time, this cycle, this 7-day period, it might be like that. And for some of you, if you don't have planets in that house, it may not affect you nearly as strongly. But for other people, if they have planets in Scorpio, natal planets, you're going to feel it really strongly. But understand it's going to pass. Mars moves fast. It's not slow. All right. So it's a 7-day window we're giving this. And it's going to be an irritation, an agitation. It's going to be, oh my God, I hate when they do that. I hate when they say that. I hate, you know, you're going to feel that strong response. It's going to push a button. It's going to be like, oh, I'm going to strangle this person. You know, it's going to be like that. But you're not going to do it. You're not going to kill anyone. You're not going to strangle anybody. You're going to hear this video. You're going to know in advance, oh my God, this is coming. I know it's coming. So when it happens, I expected it, right? But I was planned. I was careful. I was methodical. I had this whole thing already set up as to how I was going to respond. And I realized it's easier said than done to prepare your little speech or to prepare your feedback or to prepare your comment of how you're going to talk to somebody when they do that thing that drives you nuts. You're going to prepare it, right? My best guidance is to just be clear and concise and kind. It's not about bite your tongue and don't say anything, because it's actually not healthy. When we have this kind of energy, we have to let it express in some way. So we have to say our piece. We have to say what we're feeling. We have to say, when that happens, this is how it makes me feel. I want to blow up inside. It feels like my head wants to pop off of its shoulders, right? And they're going to be looking at you like, well, damn, that ain't my problem that you can't handle this, right? But the whole idea is being able to express how you feel about it, being able to clearly talk about it in a way when you're calm, when you're concise. So chances are when it happens, you won't be in that place. You won't be able to speak calmly. So I'm recommending for everybody to know in advance, what are your go-to projects? And maybe projects isn't applying to you. Maybe it doesn't work for you, but think about this. What do you do when you get in that emotional state? I've got a friend, someone I know, who will be like, I'm going to go out and cut some wood. And they'll literally go out to the backyard, get out the axe and start chopping wood. Really, some people need to actually go outside and go for a walk. It's what you do to blow steam. This is important right now. Have either a project on hand or some sort of a thing. Have individuals that surround you, maybe that you would consider as buffers, where they're there, where you know that you can talk to them. You know, they're not part of this. They don't irritate you in this way, and they could hear you out. They could help you. They could listen to what you have to say. But because it's Mars, it really is a doing. It's a physical thing, and that's how Mars is. Mars is antsy. Mars is, I gotta constantly be doing something. I gotta constantly be working. And because it's in this house, it's in the 7th house of relationships, chances are, I gotta be doing something as far as in a relationship, but get rid of the steam first. Get rid of the steam. Let the steam go in another way. Go outside and go for a walk. Go and crank up the radio. Somebody said to me, I would get in my car and I would start driving, and then I would just start screaming at the top of my lungs while I'm driving, and screaming not at other drivers, but screaming over an incident that just occurred in the house or at the job or wherever they just came from that they got really riled up over and where they wanted to just blow up. So instead of blowing up at somebody, they would get in the car, start driving, and just like let loose, right? Just let loose. And then once you let that explosion occur, once you let that energy out, typically we're in a better place then to calm down and to think, because when we get there, their thinking stalls. There's no thinking happening. You know that, right? When you get mad, there's no thinking involved. That just doesn't happen. The rationale goes right out the window. The logic is non-existent at that point. And that's what this is about. It is about, these are valuable relationships we're in. This is not like just random people. All right. These are about people that we're in business with. So these are important people. These are people that we're married to. These are our partners. These are people that they're in our tight inner circle. We value and cherish them, right? And I realize that's the whole point of this. We can't always respond in that way because things happen and our buttons get pushed. So hearing this video and planning in advance for what that one irritating thing is that's constantly done, that you just feel like, oh, I'm going to blow up this time and I'm going to let loose on the son of a gun, just, I want the communication to occur, but done in a way where it's productive, where something good can come from it, where a change can actually occur, where people can be like, oh, damn, I know that really pushes their button. So they'll think twice maybe, right, and how they respond next time or vice versa. All right, so understand you could approach somebody this way because this energy is within you as well, or it could come to you this way. So just have this knowledge, having this understanding to move forward, all right? You want to just, be smart. And also understand we've got coming up the new moon. New moon is on the 26th of this month, and it is after the big, beautiful weekend of the 23rd and the 24th, where the galactic center comes in and touches Jupiter and Venus, where we're all going to receive downloads of information and guidance and possibly material, tangible gifts at this time. And so you want to use your new moon intention based on the information that came in. And I'm going to do a video about that later on next week. And we'll tell you what area of your life that's happening and be more specific as to the actual days that we recommend doing intentions for the greatest manifesting power. All right. Until then, Taurus risings, Taurus ascendant. Thank you.